very difficult to do anything about what people write on social media. So, yeah, that's pretty much impossible, I guess. What we can do in the game, all we can do is support the referees, acknowledge what a difficult job they do, and actually what a good job they do. You know, as often as we can, behave in a way that is respectful to the referee, because we're sort of role models of how to conduct ourselves in the game, albeit in always stressful situations. But as I said, they do a difficult job. We need them. The game isn't a game without them, so we need them and we need to support them.
There is a danger in terms of when there's a place like kind of abuse that people won't want to get into refereeing because they see the consequences of making a in quotes, a bad decision can have. There's a danger that people might not be interested in getting into the profession.
Of course, yeah. You don't have to watch grassroots football and see why would you want to be a referee with some of the stick they get and the abuse they get. It's something that we all have to consider, because, like I said, at every level of the game, we need the referees, and you need people to want to do the job. And I have to be honest and say, I don't think it would be for me. So I have respect for them, and I have respect for the job they do.
There's reports this week, I think yesterday, of another rejected bid for a striker, this time Ricardo Pepi from PSV. How hard are you finding this January market to sort of get deals over the line?
No, I don't think it's about that. I think the club and the board and the chairman have been fantastic. Really, really supportive, wanting to help. If anything, it's me, us, trying to find the right player. I want to make the right decision for this football club. I want to get the right player for this team. Signing a player is easy. Believe you me, in this January window, you could sign a player. It's easy. There's so many agents, you can imagine, pushing players left, right and centre. So signing a player is no problem. But the right one, for the right price, that fits how you want to play, that fits into the group, that's the difficult thing. And I think as a club we have to be mindful of that. But as I said, the support that I've had from the chairman and the board has been fantastic.
At the moment, are you struggling to identify a player that's out there that fits in the system and is available for West Ham?
No, I wouldn't say struggling, but again, it's just the complication of the window. I've said this so many times in this interview that it's a bit boring. I don't know how many times I can say it to you. I think you were here was you here last week? It's like Groundhog Day. I'm saying the same thing. Can't you think of another question?
I can give you another name.
Well, you can, and I can give you the answer. What answer do you think I'm going to give him? What do you think? Shall I tell you what I'm going to say? I'm not going to speak about anybody that's not a West Ham player. I've said that for the last 3 weeks, but you keep asking me the same question. I don't understand. But carry on.
Even over Ferguson, who you do know is another.
But he doesn't play for West Ham, does he? So I'm not going to speak about it.
Fair enough. Monday is a deadline day, and you've got a game on the same day.
Yes.
Is that going to affect anything? How strange is that to have sort of the game?
I'll just take my phone on the side of the pitch. So if there's any calls, I can make the calls. No, it is what it is. I'm looking forward to the game, as you can imagine, and probably looking forward to the close of the window as well. No, it doesn't change anything from my perspective. Just prepare for the game and just focus on the players we have, and we'll work behind the scenes to do what we think is the right thing.
Your last January as a manager was with Chelsea. You spent around £313 million. How's it been sort of adapting to a new way of working in this time round? It's a lot quieter, I guess.
Yeah, it is a lot. Every context is different. Every football club's different. Every situation's different. As I've said, I'm so happy with the support we've had from the club, support we've had from the board, the chairman. We're all aligned in terms of we're working really hard to find the right player. And if we find the right player, we'll absolutely do something, because the ambition's there to do it and the support is there to do it. But at the same time, I have to be true to myself, true to the team, true to the club, and say, look, it has to be the right person, it has to be the right player. Because if not, it can cause you a problem. And it can cause you a problem in the short term, it can cause you a problem in the medium term, it can cause you a problem in the long term. As I said, signing players is easy, it's the right one's the challenge.
And is a return to Chelsea for you? I know you've spoken a lot in the past about your time there, but how much are you looking forward to going there, and will it sort of be? Will you able to get a bit of closure actually returning there as a manager and returning to your old club?
No, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I went back there as a pundit. I had some good times there, some special nights, AC Milan and Dortmund and Champions League. So I wish them well. I wish them well as a club, but I'm thankful for them because it's part of my journey, and I'm here now. So I'm delighted with that. So I'm looking forward to seeing some friends and playing a game.
PLP.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You're in the very early stages and still getting to know the boys. We've seen how the team can play, they can win games, lots of potential. But after your first league defeat, which is where normally teams learn a lot about themselves, what did you learn about the boys on the pitch and especially off, their reaction as well?
Well, I mean, it was the end of a 3-game week, quite an emotional week, as you can imagine, because the change of manager and it's coming in and everything that comes with that. And 3 games in 8 days, starting with an FA Cup game away at Aston Villa. It was a big week for us. So, played against a team that was in a good moment of form, and we weren't quite at our level for lots of reasons. But you almost have to zoom out of that and say, well, okay, what's it been looking like over the last few days and weeks been working with them, and the positive reaction has been really there. You can see a group that are trying. They want to play football. They want to do better than what they've been doing, and we've got to try to help them do that. And the response has been really good. They dusted themselves down, accepted that we weren't as good as we'd like to be, wanting to improve, and set about working hard in the week and trying to put on a performance in the next match. That's all you can do, really, and that's what they did. Against Aston Villa, we were positive in our performance, and we have to take a step forward again. It's not a straight road. It's not going to go like that. There's going to be some ups and downs, but as long as the mentality's there, as long as the togetherness is there, that's the most important thing for us.
As Suchek said, at the training ground, your message is very clear. You want to keep the ball and you want to press your opponent very well, get the basics right. How important is it for you now, in these early stages of your career at West Ham, to really install that philosophy, not only to the players that you have on the pitch, but there's some key players off the pitch? How has it been working with those to getting them to understand what you demand of them?
Yeah, well, I think I spoke about the team being a foundation, how we act, how we attack, how we defend. There's some good players at this club. The club's invested money in the summer. There's ambition here, and it's just about collectively going in one way, and everybody understanding and everybody buying in, and then just doing the best. It's not going to be perfect. We might have an ideal about what we want it to look like, but the reality is a little bit different at the moment, and we have to step by step try to get there. And how you do that is by improving every day. It's by adding players in the windows. It's by strengthening the squad. It's all that stuff. But the signs so far have been positive from my perspective in terms of how we've worked day to day with the players. That's the most important thing. And
you're obviously familiar with some of the players at Chelsea. You've got James, Felix, Enzo, Chalobah that you also worked with there. Under Maresca, we've seen sort of how Chelsea want to play, how they can make your life difficult, but also a lot of their weaknesses in the past few games. What do you expect tactically at the Bridge? And do you think playing the way you've played, you can take the 3 points? Because we've seen sometimes, I think you did a high press in some moments against Fulham, but you said you can't do that against every team as well.
Well, I think you've got a tactically very well prepared team. I think Enzo's done a great job with that. I think they've done a really good job as a club in terms of stabilising the squad and rejuvenating the squad. So they've got a lot of talent. They build in different ways depending on the opponent, depending on how they want to attack. But everything is clear. Everything makes sense. So it's a tough game. Of course it is. They're competing to go in the Champions League, and obviously at home they'll want to take the 3 points, and we have to go there and again play to the strengths that we have and accept the opposition also have qualities, and we have to do something about that. But we go there with optimism, we go there with encouragement and enthusiasm, and we're looking forward to it.
Perfect. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi Graham, how are you?
Very well.
So it's easy to sign players in January, your words, but you've got to find the right player. So are you being really picky, or do you have to be careful, because if you get the wrong player, although he scores 20 goals for you this season, you're then perhaps somewhere down the line lumbered with someone you don't want?
If he scores 20 goals for me in between now and the end of the season, believe you me, I'll have him. Absolutely.
So you're not being picky. You've been.
Oh, but the challenge is you have to identify the player that is available now, that will score the 20 goals between now and the end of the season, that we can afford, that wants to come, that fits into all that stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm picky in terms of I believe in the team, I believe in the group, I believe in the club, more so than names plucked out of a hat or thrown around in the media. I believe in our daily work, I believe in the team, and I believe in the club, and I believe that our fans want a team. They want a team. They want a team fighting for each other. They want a team that's going in the same direction. I think that's really important for us. And so therefore my pickiness is just to make sure that we get people that want to buy into that, and that we can use in the right way.
I 100% get it, and I understand every manager who always doesn't want to talk about their own players, but from the fans' point of view, I can see their side of it. They see that they're being linked, or their club is being linked with lots of players, and are looking to you, the head of the club, been talking to the media, to kind of confirm or deny whether they can get excited about one name or another.
But then I think I'd be just forever answering questions of a million names. No, but and again, I don't think that's a useful way for me to speak about other players. I think the fans want us to be working with the players we have, to be focused on the group that we have, to try to improve the team. And sometimes you have to do business, and once we have something signed, we want to let the fans know. Of course we do. I actually feel for the supporters. I know what it's like. At my previous club and the previous club, you get linked with stuff just because it's a way for agents to say, oh, okay, this club's in for it, and then therefore, it helps. They're in a negotiating position with another club. It's just the business of football, and it's the noise of football. I think most supporters know that. So, apologies if I'm not going to confirm or deny, but I think it's my stance that I don't want to speak about players that aren't at West Ham.
Chelsea on Monday. First of all, what sort of reaction are you expecting? And secondly, your time there, was it wrong place, wrong time? Because you obviously were the right manager for.
Well, I mean, as to what sort of reception, I don't know. I have no idea. I can only go off the people that I've met as Chelsea fans. They've all been supportive. I never had necessarily a problem with anybody at Chelsea. Certainly from the supporters, they were fair. The results weren't ideal, but they were never, there was never anything that I can be critical of from them. So who knows? I've got a lot of friends there. Like I said, I wish them well. I'm thankful for the experience. I'm thankful for the time I had there, because it's brought me to this place, and I'm happy, very, very happy to be here. So we're going to go, and I'm sure Chelsea fans will support their team, and our supporters will support ours, and hopefully it's a good game, and of course we hope that we win.
The last one, if I may, you spoke about Michael Oliver and the need for respect for referees, 100%. But is it time now that referees came out and explained their decisions? That way people would be able to see why they've made the decision, and maybe they would get less abuse rather than making a decision which never gets explained, or rarely gets explained.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if anything excuses that type of abuse. I think I'm sure the referees will look at it and think, okay, how can we improve? Because speaking to Howard Webb and speaking to all the referees, I get the sense that they want to, they always want to get better and provide a better service and make the game better. They just, but at the same time, they're human beings that will make mistakes sometimes, just like managers, and sometimes like players, and sometimes like journalists even. So, and then it's like, how do we support them, and how do we make them better, and how do we help them get better and the game better? So, I think that's how we think about it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Great, we'll turn the cameras off then, and we'll move on to...